are going to be hot today?
What is happening, guys? As you may have noticed through that intro clip, the ticket magnet is hurt. It is not starting well. It is not idling well. It is just that point in its life where we need to go ahead and take care of a whole lot of basic maintenance things. And while we're down there, we're going to go ahead and do some cool performance things as well. Go ahead and take a closer look at this box of cool stuff here. Now, I know what you're thinking. Just looking at this on the surface, it just looks like an intake manifold, a timing belt, maybe a gauge or two, and some other interesting knickknacks. But this is actually a really damn awesome box. It is going to be a super sick process putting all this stuff on this car, and I'm really excited to see what it actually does for the car, both performance and longevity wise. We went ahead and powder coated this intake manifold brushed bronze because I really like the look of the brushed bronze up against the wrinkle black. And it just came out absolutely phenomenal. You know, it covered up any flaw. Like this rough casting right here, it just went ahead and covered over that with absolutely no issues, gave it more of a uniform finish and surface. Everything was all capped off, studs were masked off, smoothed up to be a gassing surface. Got our fairly standard issue yet tried and true AEM wideband air fuel gauge. Should be able to at least give me an idea as far as where I stand tuning wise. That's the part number for you guys. Whammo. Got our Napa timing belt here, been saving this for a rainy day. Pulled off my timing cover the other day, turns out my timing belt is missing pieces currently. So today is that rainy day. Got our fairly rare and highly coveted .63 AR stock factory Volvo 240 housing. Some of the 240 Volvos real early on came with the .63 exhaust housing instead of the .48 exhaust housings like most of the 740s, 760s, blah 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 used to have on them. The .63 is going to spool up a little bit later from a dig, but the good thing that I'm looking to gain out of this is the fact that it'll be more difficult to spool up on the freeway. Right now with the .48 Garrett housing that I have on the car as it sits, if you just look at the gas pedal at 65 plus, you spool into boost like right away, and your gas mileage definitely suffers. Obviously this isn't a car that's really focused too much on gas mileage, but definitely it's something to consider if you're driving in distances. Also with a larger AR housing, the potential for higher overall horsepower exists because of the loss of back pressure that exists when you go to a larger housing. Now I know this probably looks super plain Jane, but inside of this blue shrink wrap is a Garrett 60 trim T3 turbocharger with a factory Volvo turbine. This is going to be mated to that 63 housing we just saw, and effectively we'll have a Garrett 60-63, meaning you have a 60 trim 60 AR compressor and a 63 AR stock trim turbine. We're just going to call that 60-63 for short. Now, when I removed my timing cover previously, I also noticed that my harmonic balancer was doing this wibble wobble shuffle down at the bottom of the engine. So my thought is that this rubber piece in the center of these two pieces has already separated and is causing it to be out of balance at this point. So we are going to go ahead and install this brand new harmonic balancer while we go ahead and take care of the timing belt. Miscellaneous gaskets associated with the intake manifold. Got some nice shiny charge piping that's currently powder coat primered in a high zinc primer that prevents off-gassing on the top coat. Not going to go ahead and reveal the final top coat color on these yet, but it is going to be super sick when it is done, guys. You guys are going to like it. This is what we will be mating the turbo that we put together for this car on. It's the tried and true 90 plus manifold. Some people feel like these are good for about 10 horsepower. I don't know what the actual gain is, but I feel like it flows better than the flat manifold that's pre-90. Cool little box with some more electronics here. We got the Summit electric fuel pump relay kit, which is going to be powering the AEM E85 320 liter per hour fuel pump. That should arrive today. Also is some later model 850 clear side markers, which are going to go in the cutouts underneath the Volvo logo on the fenders. Trans filter, gasket, blah blah blah. Some nice HPS silicone couplers for some different places. Whammo, more powder coat love for you guys. It's that brushed bronze again. It's going to kind of be a theme under the hood of this car. I absolutely love this finish, and the part feel that's generated after the bake-off on this is phenomenal. A couple more super sick powder coated little pieces. And our final one, I'm kind of proud of this one. It doesn't look like much because it's currently OEM rubber isolator here, but this isolator I have never seen on any of the other cars that I've had. So I took extra time to go ahead and try and save it, and then powder coat this bracket, and then reinstall it as if it were factory, even though the finish is not. Finally, guys, enough 0 gauge and 4 gauge cable to do all of the starter cable, all of the alternator cable, all of the ground cables, all of the stuff that sees amperage or ground, basically. With these cars, the wiring harnesses are prone to failure as it is, and with something of this age that's carried that amperage, it's just a good idea to try and replace things. Also, if you pull all of this from a BMW 740i, that's a junkyard tip right there, you will be able to get this sweet new terminal with it and use this right here directly for your alternator positive feed. Alright guys, well I apologize for the lapse in uploads. We have just finished up one of the worst things known to man, which is moving. Now we have settled into our new place, we're settled into our new shop, and we are right back to it. So if you've liked what you've seen today, go ahead and smash that subscribe button, hit that thumbs up button, and I'll catch you in the next one.